name is Erin Caesar. I am the Multicultural Creator Program Manager for LinkedIn. We are so excited to be here today, and on LinkedIn, we love hearing and seeing all of your career journeys, no matter how unconventional. And I am so grateful to be joined today by two people who have a little bit unconventional careers, but we all know them. So first, I am going to call out content creator, entrepreneur. Y'all know him as corporate baddie, DeAndre Brown. And last and certainly not least, we have the actress, the vegan foodie, the New York Times bestseller, Tabitha Brown. Hi, Miss Tab.
Well, hello there. Very good. I love it.
Thank you both for being here. I thought I would start at the top of your career journey. So I know things look a little different now, but what were you originally hoping your career would look like?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Oh, girl, I thought I was gonna be a whole actress and that was gonna be it, okay? That was always my dream as a little girl. Pursuing acting was the thing that I wanted to do. I fell in love with Rudy on the Cosby Show, and I wanted to be like her. And so doing theater and doing all those things, I thought I would just do that, right? What I realized in that is I was keeping myself in a box by just saying I'm an actress, that's it. But honey, as we know, it took a whole different turn.
Exactly. And DeAndre, what about you?
Yeah, so for me, when from high school to college, and then I started working at a top investment bank, and you know, it was going well, but I will never forget this. I was doing like calls and getting to know people on the team, and I was asking them like, yeah, well, how long have you been at the corporation? And they'll be like, oh, I've been here for 10 plus years. And I was like, and then as you know, I realized then that, you know, this wasn't what I really love. This wasn't really my passion. So that's when I started taking on to TikTok, and I started talking about, you know, just toxic work culture in general and how to set those boundaries. So it definitely took a turn, but, you know, we're taking it day by day, and it's been great.
And let's talk about that turn. I'll start with you first, DeAndre. At what point did you realize what you thought your career would look like no longer was going to look that way?
Yeah, I really think it happened when I started to build the community that I did on social media. Specifically, I want to touch on at work first. So I was still working full time, right? So when I was working full time, though, people would say to me, specifically people who looked like me, who were high up in the company, they would say, man, I'm really loving what you're doing on social media, like you're killing it. And it made me feel really good. I was like, man, like somebody who I look up to and who I aspire to be like is telling me that, you know, I'm doing good. But also the community I built, hearing people come up to me and looking at DMs and stuff, and people are like, yo, like you really inspired me to set boundaries at work, stuff like that. It really was like, it made me realize that, you know, I don't have to just be working full time in corporate. I really feel like I'm inspiring people, and I'm encouraging people to, you know, continue to be corporate baddies. So that's not how that puts me.
And Tabitha, I'll never forget when I first saw you make bacon out of carrots. I was like, I don't know if I'll try that, but I respect it. At what point did things kind of pivot for you where you could be more than just an actress?
Things took a pivot for me. It was early on, like 2018, so I did a video. My first video that went viral was me eating a sandwich in my car. I had started doing videos for a couple months, strictly out of obedience, right? I never wanted to do social media stuff. And to be honest, I used to frown upon that. As an actress, honey, I thought I was too good, okay? The actress that nobody knew and broke, I thought I was too good, okay? And while I was sick, you know, God had been dealing with me, and I had gave my life to him. And my prayer was, God, if you heal me, you can have me. And in that journey, I realized I had to be obedient to what he called me to do. And so in doing that, he told me to start doing videos. And I was like, what in the world am I going to do a video about, Jesus? I don't even know, you know? And so when I went vegan, he told me to start doing videos and telling people what you're eating. And I was like, ain't nobody watching these videos. It's like 30 people on the live, right? But I continued to do it, and when I did the video sitting in my car, it went viral. Mind you, I was driving Uber when I ate that sandwich in my car and did that video. And in 4 days, Whole Foods reached out and was like, we saw that video, we would love to partner with you, and I became their brand ambassador. And so I was like, oh, wait, I can make money on social media, Lord. But I didn't realize in that mind, I still had the mindset of, I don't know how to do this. I'm still just an actress. In that moment, I was like, it ain't SAG, so what I supposed to do? Like, how I'm supposed to, how much money I'm supposed to ask for, that type of thing. But as it continued to grow and offers just started to come in, I wasn't auditioning for anything. People were emailing like, oh, we would like to partner with you. I was like, is that how this works?
Yeah.
I might have to go on another journey, Lord. And I did. And so at that time is when I knew there's more to life for Tab than just being an actress. And then, of course, business. It's like God changed my mindset. Even my mind started to think bigger than, just acting. It was like, oh, what kind of business can I open? When I do these partnerships, what do they mean? And so, that's when it started to change.
And I'm going to ask you a little bit more on that. You said you had to learn. I just want to hear a little bit more about that learning process. I know you started off by yourself. You both have amazing teams now. What was that growth journey like to becoming a visionary?
In the beginning, it was really tough because I had a lot of friends who I thought were my friends in LA and Hollywood where we all were acting together. And when social media came, that's when Vine was very popular. And they started doing videos and stuff. And I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. But then they had become very successful influencers. And so when I first went viral and these companies were coming at me, I didn't know what to ask for. I didn't know how much money to charge. And I was going to them and I was saying, hey, how much do I ask for? And nobody would help me. And so I was like, well, Lord, I started watching YouTube tutorials, right? I was, reading anything I could to try to figure out how do I rate myself in this arena that I know nothing about. And it was really a lot of learn as I go. I had one friend who was a producer, and I called him. I was like, I need a manager, and so I'm gonna need you to be my manager. He was like, oh, I don't manage. I'm just a producer. I said, well, the Lord told me to give you 10%, so I'm gonna start giving you 10% of everything I make, and you're gonna be my manager. And so he and I learned together, and we did probably like 56 deals in 1 year. And so we did it all on our own. A lot of things we probably didn't make what we should have made, but the same people that, lowballed me or gave me a little bit of money now, they pay Tab now. Okay? So even if you don't know in the beginning what you're doing, you are learning as you go, and it will come back to you full circle.
Amen. And DeAndre, at what point were you like, I need help, I need a team, I can't manage this by myself?
Yeah, that was very early on for me because I was so blessed to know a lot, know other creators. So I literally would DM creators like, how much are you charging to post that? How much are you charging to do this? And then I was like, I can't handle this all on my own. I really needed help. And that's when I seeked out my team. So I was really blessed there. But what I will say is that things were still they were slow. My first deal was with LinkedIn. And when I started, I was like, I really want to work with LinkedIn because I think it's perfect for young professionals, LinkedIn specifically. So I was working with them, but that was about it. But then when I finally took that leap of faith and quit my job and I started doing this full time, things started picking up. And then that's when the management came and everything like that. But I don't know, it's definitely a journey, and I'm just so blessed to have this platform. But yeah, just taking things day by day is what really is helping me get further in this journey.
And you both have massive online communities. I would like to know, Tabitha, what is the best thing about this online community and family you've grown?
Girl, they be blowing my mind, right? I be like, y'all really, it's the support. It's the genuine love and support. I feel like it's a real family. And that's really all I can say is I literally feel love. So my goal, anytime I do a video, whether I'm up late at night and God speak to me and tell me to do a video to give to somebody, my goal is always for people to feel like they got somebody, right? In this moment, I'm your friend, I'm your sister, I'm your mama, I'm your auntie. I'm that confirmation that you need, and I just want them to feel loved. And so I feel it back from them. And so I feel so blessed by that. I'm just so grateful. You know, a lot of people, they be like, girl, you got the Cabbage Patch. I be like, well, very good. You know, they be putting the avocados and all the veggies. But I'm just grateful for the community.
I love it. Would you agree?
No,
Same best friend?
I'm like so beyond grateful for my community and like just for things like an espresso martini,
Yep.
you know, just corporate baddies and people see they're like the corporate baddie. Like I'm just so grateful and literally I say it all the time. So blessed to have the community that I have. Literally, and I really do enjoy hearing people's stories, hearing people that have worked in corporate longer, and hearing even opposing viewpoints on things such as, oh, I don't think we should be doing this and setting boundaries and doing things like this in corporate, you know? But it's just, I mean, it's really phenomenal, to be quite honest.
Beautiful. And I know having an online community is amazing. There are probably pros and cons. With so many eyes on you, there's a lot more stakeholders. What is the most challenging part of your growing community, brand deals, everything that you both have going on now?
Should I go first? Or?
Go for it.
Okay. So, look, one thing about me and with this new journey, and I encourage everybody here to do the same, I listen to a lot of motivational podcasts because I work for me now, so I have to be my own self-motivation on a day-to-day. And one person that I really love is Sarah Jakes. I love Sarah Jakes. Love Sarah Jakes. And on her podcast, Potter House, it's an episode and it's called Overnight Success. And when you think about it, everybody here is an overnight success. You went from high school to college, unemployed to employed. Everybody's an overnight success, right? And for me, and in the podcast, what she says is that when you become an overnight success, usually it's because you're doing something that's purposeful and it's the plan that God has set out and laid out for you, right? And you're just following that path. But what happens is you have this crown and people are gonna try to tear your crown down. They're gonna try to strip your purpose away from you before God even gets to fully develop it. And, you know, that's what I just continue to do things with my purpose specifically. And I'm like, as long as I'm following my purpose and doing things that I know God has aligned for my life and following Him and taking Him along this journey with me, I'll be fine. But what I will say is really hard, especially as a young creator and being new to this, is that I have this thing about imposter syndrome, where I feel like I really just, like sometimes I'm like, I'm not supposed to be here. This isn't supposed to be the room that I'm in. And I'm even curious to know from you, how do you deal with that? Or do you even get that in these spaces?
You know, when I wasn't free, I dealt with that, right? But for the last 5 years, I've been on a freedom walk. And I always tell people, and what I mean by that is because for about 20 years or so pursuing entertainment, I want the real Tab, right? I had created this person that I thought Hollywood wanted me to be, right? What I thought the world wanted to see. And so I didn't talk like Tab, right? I had created a voice for me. I made sure I wore my hair straight, not because I wanted to, but because I thought I had to. I dressed, you know, I always was a, you know, cute dresser, but I wore what I thought they wanted to see. I wasn't free. And so I code switched. I conformed. I did everything that was against the true me. And after I gave my life to God and told Him, like, He could have me, I realized that I got to start taking these layers off so that I can get to me. But that's a healing journey, right? And so healing isn't permanent. Healing is a journey because we can always be triggered, right? So what those are triggers when you go into a room, like for me, for many years working in corporate America and working in entertainment, I would be the only Black person or Black woman in a room. And so easily I would conform, easily I would code switch. So now that's a trigger sometimes for me. Even though I'm very much free, I have to check myself when I walk into, because I'm still walking in those spaces. Things have not changed, right? I walk into those spaces and I be like, oh no, Tab, you good. Listen, I go to the bathroom and pick my hair out just a little bit more to make sure, Donna, girl, you know we good in here, right? I show up like I'm supposed to be there, but also because I know I am. I'm enough just as I am, right? And so it's a constant reminder. I think the thing that's most challenging with, social media is that I'm a very happy person. I suffered from depression when I was sick. I thought I was going to die for a long time. Death surrounded my family every year, month after month, for 5 years straight. And so when you go through a very dark time, it's tough. And I know what it looks like, and it ain't fun. And so I made a decision, and I made a promise to God, if he brought me through that, I would always choose joy. And so I'm intentional about being joyful. I'm intentional about being happy. And the challenge is people be like, she's so fake, ain't nobody that happy. And I'm like, you don't know what I've been through to get to this joy, right? And sometimes the challenge is, it makes me sad because I understand where those people must be to not feel happy, to not feel joyful. But I think that's really my only challenge when it comes to social media, just trying to help people understand you can come out of that. No matter what your situation is, it's not because I'm successful, it's because I'm alive, right? It's because I'm well inside. That's why I choose joy. And that's really it. That's really it. But honey, you're supposed to be everywhere you are. And you remember that when you walk into a room, I don't care how big it is, I don't care how much money it is, I don't care what brand it is, I don't care what company it is, I don't care what school it is, I don't care what con it is, you're supposed to be there, right? That's what we are enough every day, just as we are. All right, very good.
I'm supposed to be there. Got it.
That's right. You're supposed to be right here. Right here, you're supposed to be there.
Exactly. And I just want to ask you both, there's a lot of people in the room right now who are in the shoes you both were in 5 years ago. What's one thing you would tell them to keep going? And I'll start with you, DeAndre.
Yeah, so for me, I'm going to say just do it, Nike. And also be consistent with what you do. And I like to look at it as kind of like having a child, right? When you're, what's the word? When you have an idea or something, you become pregnant with it, right? And then you give birth to it, and then what you do is you have to nurture it. And you can keep getting pregnant and having a child, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna continue to have children, and I think that's super important that you just do those ideas that you have, and then that you birth it, and that you nurture it as well.
I love it.
That's very good, very true. Consistency, absolutely, but be true to you. Be you. Don't look at what somebody else is doing and be like, I'm gonna try to do it that way because they're successful. That works for them. That ain't your business. Your life is your business, and how you live your life is your way. And it's all right. It's enough. So just don't try to be somebody else. Only be you, and you'll succeed.
And there's a lot of young professionals in the room right now. They may be where you were speaking about, where they're entering a room, no one in the room looks like them. Practically, what's one thing they should do as they enter that room or remember to make sure that they can remain authentic?
I mean, know who you are. Center yourself before you go in, right? The triggers are real. This is a real world we live in. We know the truth. But just make sure you're okay first. Check on yourself. You are enough to check on you. And when you know that you are right, you take your step into the room, and own the space. Own the space and do not conform, right? You're there because they want you there. And most times what I realized for me, I did so many like jobs as an actress and auditions and stuff, and people be like, oh, I never met you before. Because I was trying to fit in, I couldn't even stand out, right? So the more you try to fit in, honey, they ain't never gonna see you. But when you just step in as who you are, they're gonna see you for who you are. And you are enough whether they don't think so or not. It does not matter. Yeah.
Thank you. And you've both accomplished so much. I know you both have a lot more in store. Starting with you, DeAndre, what's next?
Yeah, so what I'm really looking forward to, and I'm super excited about it, is I feel like on social media, I've done a good job at educating employees on how to set those boundaries at work, how to do a phenomenal interview for getting a job. But what I haven't done is educated the employers on how they can retain Generation Z in the workforce, how they can better themselves as corporations to make it a safe space for people of color and people in general to want to be there. So that's why now I'm starting to do consulting, where I consult with these corporations on how they can, better help us and help our community.
You know, I love it.
You better work, honey. Very good. Well, y'all know I just had my first cookbook came out, okay? Yeah. So that is out now, Cooking from the Spirit. I'm on tour right now, so if anybody going to Atlanta, honey, ride with me. We going, okay? But I'm on tour. My children's show, we're on season 2. It launches this month, Tab Time. So if y'all got some babies out there, make sure you're watching that. Children are so special to me. Children, if you look at children, you can learn so much. Before they are taught fear, they are their free self. And so if my goal with that is to keep pouring into children to help them know that being different is okay, loving themselves is okay, and learning about other cultures is okay, and being in this world together is okay. And so that's called Tab Time. What else am I working on, honey? I got another drop coming soon with Target. Yes, and what I'm really excited about, y'all know my hair, she got a name. You know, that's Donna, yeah. So Donna has her own hair care line, Donna's Recipe. And so Donna be creating all the recipes that Tab can't make, okay? She got a sweet tooth, and Tab can't bake, so she has a lot of like dessert things coming for the hair. And so that is launching very soon. So Donna's Recipe and so many other things. I'm reading scripts, and I'm, enjoying doing things like this and just being part of the community and just trying to spread as much love as possible, honey.
Amazing. And you guys can follow all of their career journey on LinkedIn. Shameless plug. Thank you both for being here today. Thank you, CultureCon, for having us. And a reminder that LinkedIn is here for you and your career journey, no matter what it looks like. Thanks, everyone.
Very good. Thank y'all.